Here on the series Upflow Movement, we're going to highlight some of the best, the way they train, the way they recover, the way they eat, the way they sleep, the way they keep from getting injured, and how they bounce back from injuries.
Over the course of my 16 years as a professional athlete, I learned a lot about the human body and what makes it tick. You've got to do the right work, the right way, to keep it humming at the highest level. It's that old adage, work smarter, not harder. Most of this education along the way came from some of the best minds in sports medicine and human performance. The goal of this series is to share as many of those insights as possible. Today, we're headed to Pro Sport Physical Therapy to visit my good buddy and physical therapist, Joe Donahue.
Hey Joe.
Scotty, what's happening, man?
Hey, man.
Let's go. Let's make it happen today, huh?
Ready to put me to work?
I'm ready, man.
Let's go.
Get your work in. I'll catch you in a bit.
All right, pal.
All right?
Joe's been in the game for a long time, and his team's worked with some amazing athletes. So it's only fitting that Pro Sport's one of our first stops.
Stationary bike. It's a great tool. You know, we don't use these bikes to go Lance Armstrong style, but we definitely use them to build, quick strength. But to start off your workouts, it's essential to, to just get your legs moving before you start moving around, lifting weights.
And we'll touch more on this as the series progresses. But it's also essential before you even think about throwing around the heavy weights to make sure you work on things like stability, flexibility, mobility, and balance.
Super important. Any athlete, we focus on core and hips. So one of the exercises I like to work on, I call it Swiss ball kneeling stabilization. So we're gonna kneel on the Swiss ball. It's not for every athlete. When you have higher level athletes, you gotta challenge them appropriately. So go ahead and kneel on there, bud.
You're not saying I'm high level?
Biggest thing here is not just introducing a ball, but it's dominating the position. So what we wanna do is, you got your core tight, but these hips, I want them under you. They're good. Stabilize. Can you get the stick up?
Straight up.
Yes.
How's that?
Good. Keep the core tight. Core tight. Good. Now you're gonna kneel on here, and then I'm gonna kneel on a ball, and we're gonna kinda have a little perturbation between each other. So this is kinda nice with a teammate, right? Good.
How's
Chest
that?
up and hips up. Get them under. Good. Perfect. Good job, Scott. Yeah. Awesome, man. You okay?
Yeah.
And after a few more of these juicy dynamic exercises, I got to hook up with Joe and got back on the training table just like good old times.
You know, I'm here, I'm getting worked on.
Yeah.
This body's been through the ringer a few times.
Yeah, why don't you go through a little history?
So this left knee here, my second year pro, I was playing in Nashville. I ended up tearing my PCL. Ended up having an issue with it my last training camp in Edmonton, and the knee ended up saying, fix me. It's been best kind after 10 months of rehab and another 6 months of playing pro hockey. So I had this one, I did a right ACL tear.
Okay.
Back when I came and seen you, this is probably now 9 years ago.
Okay.
This knee is best kind.
That's because of the Pro Sport Therapy, I'm sure.
You got to get in here, you got to do
Joe
your work.
love, right?
You get those big hands on there.
Your best natural knee brace is all these muscles, right? Hamstring, quads, calf, everything. So
The key is like having a good kneecap mobility,
Yeah.
keeping your hamstring strong, working through the scar tissue, as you well know. Is that not the hardest part for your clients coming in?
No, absolutely, yeah. How about hands, shoulders, back?
So hands, geez, love to say these are fighting hands, but I was a lover, not a fighter.
we
but
we all know that, right?
I've had a scaphoid, so boxing break.
Uh-huh.
I'm a lefty. Year before that, I had skier's thumb. This is probably the one that's given me the most issue. I broke it in Game 7 of the 2016 playoffs against the Blackhawks when I was in St. Louis. But I ended up getting a tight rope put in there.
Okay.
So they did surgery after the season. I played 3 months throughout the playoffs, right to the conference finals with limited ability in the upper hand. As a younger player, you see old guys go through this, you realize why they're going through it.
Right.
Because you might not have another shot at winning the cup.
And then at the end of your career, with all this stuff,
the
younger guys were looking at you, right?
No, and that's
stiff
part
upper lip.
of your duty to give back to these kids.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
Part of why we're here talking about what we're doing is because we believe in this stuff. We believe in taking care of your body and what it's like to deal with pain, get through pain.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy you can make a
prevent
living
it.
doing this. Kind of crazy.
Yeah, I wouldn't change it for anything. The biggest thing for an athlete or for anyone coming in is believing in who you're working with.
Right.
Believing there's a process to it.
Right.
Believing with hard work and with dedication, your body can put itself back together.
You know, in the end, I think perfect world, there's this proper progression. We'll get athletes at all levels.
Yeah.
So we get them, they don't have an issue, and then imagine you don't have any issues, and I'm telling you this is important. Is it going to sink into you that it's important just because I told you, versus when you have an issue or you have an injury, then you pay attention more?
Yeah.
I would say in the end, perfect world, there is a nice progression. We want an activation. We want stabilization, you want domination, and as you build that, then you can work on those other things. But in reality, I think it can come at multiple levels.
Appreciate your time.
Pleasure, man.
Yeah, you're the man.
Pleasure. Give me some.
Yeah.
Give me some, man. Yeah,
Love it.
keep it up. Yep.
My boy.
Awesome.
In short, there's a lot that goes into preparation and training. If you want to perform at the highest levels while reducing your risk of career-altering injury, and if you want your body to respond like a sports car, you have to treat it like one. But this has just been a glimpse into what it takes. So join us on our journey as we continue to pull back the curtain and learn how the best of the best move better, recover better, and perform better. Because hey, we're only given one body, so we better treat her right.